Thank you, Cathaoirleach. And firstly, I want to welcome Minister Rabbitte. I was told a long time ago when I first came in here to watch you, you were a fast learner, and you clearly are. And well done. I think combined with your tenacity, your grasp, your determination, I think we've seen you in action in the last few weeks, and well done. It's not an easy task to come in and to be a Minister for State. And both yourself and your other colleague we had yesterday in the House from Waterford, I think you're a formidable pair. You're two people to watch for the future, and I think we're a better place in the Leinster House to have you in government, effectively, as ministers in two really important portfolios. So I just want to wish you well and acknowledge that, because I think it's important we acknowledge talent and skill, but also that determination and fast learning that I've witnessed here today, because it's everything that I've been told about you. So I say that in the best terms, Minister. To the Cathaoirleach, Senator Mark Daly, I've known him a long time, and I think the very first day I met him, he was talking about this issue. Certainly since I came in here, he was talking about ISL. He too is a very determined man, as you know, Minister, as members know in this House. And when he sets his mind on something, he is focused, he is driven, he is forensic, and he's determined. And I think we owe an awful lot to you and ISL, and I know you're involved in terms of one of the nominating bodies to you, the deaf organisation. And I suppose I'm thinking, I myself have been a director for many years of the Irish Guide Dogs for the Blind, and I equate that with also deafness. I think to close your eyes and see nothing, or to have your ears closed and hear nothing, are two very profound disadvantages in life. And as somebody else earlier on had said, what is this about? This is about human rights. This is about access. This is about communication. This is about the skill of engaging with other people in your community. This is about the capacity and ability to play a meaningful role in your school, in your church, in your community, in your place of work. So this is a really important skill, a communication skill that we all need. And many of us who have the facilities of seeing and hearing still haven't quite learned how to communicate. There's an art in communication, a real art, and it is about empathy, and it is about a whole load of other things. We have a load of faculties that we never put into use, and I'm always reminded by a woman that is totally blind from birth, who told me one day when I met her, "You're not in good form today, or you're in a bad mood." And I said, "No." She said, "I can sense it, I can smell it, I can hear you as you come up the path." We have loads of senses that we don't actually develop. We lose because we have never practiced them. So I think that's important. So while people don't necessarily hear, they have other senses. But I think it's an important move. It's an important day that we celebrate it. And I think I said, Senator Clifford Lee talked about the Late Toy Show. I saw that too. I like the strong images in terms of the sign interpreters in relation to the COVID thing. I think that's important, because we need to bring people to the front. We need to show that there are many ways of communicating with people. I'm also delighted that the Minister should reference DCU, because it is a wonderful university and it operates a whole range of courses that assess people and support people in realising their potential and their ability. And what's it all about at the end of the day? It is about each and every one of us realising and maximising our full potential to be relevant and meaningful citizens within our community. So again, I just want to thank Mark. I also want to thank Grace, who works in Mark's office, who is the other half of the engine that operates up there. And also I want to acknowledge she's done an awful lot of work in the background, because it wasn't easy. And there were issues here 3 years ago, it's hard to believe, where we were wondering, was there enough support in this House for it? We had an issue, could we have a sign language person in the House to interpret? We remember, of course, that lovely movement when we finished our debate and they put up their hands and they waved them like that. Thank you, goodbye. Communication isn't that complicated if you give people the space and the time to communicate. I also want to acknowledge the work of your predecessor, Finian McGrath, because he did an awful lot of work, and it wasn't easy too. And remember, there was a government in place very similar to the one that we have here today, a confidence and supply arrangement. He had difficulty in getting time and getting an ear and getting people to listen to what he was trying to advocate. So I'll finish by saying, well done to you, Cathaoirleach, for driving it. Well done for the people who came on board. More importantly, to the families and to the advocates of the deaf community who didn't give up, who believed they were right and entitled to fight and push for their communication, for their rights to be able to communicate, for their rights to engage. And hopefully it won't be too long when we see a member of the disability community, or for that matter the deaf community, having a meaningful role and engaging here in this House, in Seanad Éireann and hopefully Dáil Éireann. But again, thanks to everyone involved, and I wish you well with your work, Minister. Thank you.